Well, I think like a lot of people, I've been playing with Sora 2, the new app, and it really is a step up from what has happened before. And it has this feature which we'll see what happens, but you can actually create an avatar of yourself, and then you can just let anyone create videos with you in them, or you could just restrict it to yourself. So I had fun creating videos of me riding our border collie around a field, and it's very amusing. I'm skeptical that I want my avatar out there to be used by anybody, but there's a lot of people using Sam Altman and others.
That's what I read. He's like the default face. So, in 3 months, no one's gonna know who Sam Altman is, except he's the face of that Sora guy.
Right, exactly. There's actually a few OpenAI staffers who've become default faces, so they're suddenly all over the place. These kind of obscure software, and
Like Tom from MySpace or something like that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I was concerned because, an example I saw was someone who'd made sort of a grainy photo of a like a security camera footage of Sam Altman maybe stealing something from a convenience store, and I thought, well, it just really opens your eyes to how big a problem this could be.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely hurtling towards a world where certainly on a first glance, you can't necessarily trust video. I will say everything I created was really obviously AI. It was very impressive AI, more impressive than anything I had created before trying to simulate me. But uh, if you look at where we've come in the last year and where you can imagine going in the next year or two, it's patients are mind numbing. And one of them obviously is not trusting anything you see in video. And who knows? I assume there will be some solutions for that. But I think right now we should be
Yeah.
skeptical of everything we see.
Yeah, it's called the liar's dividend, I think, where, if you can't believe anything, then the liars can say, "Oh, that's not true," if you catch them in a
Yeah.
lie.
Right, which works great for me. I'm a liar, so I'm excited about this, but I know some truth tellers.
What do you think are some legitimate business excuses of this product?
It's funny, as you know, I run I'm a longtime journalist, but now I help run an AI consulting business, and so I work with a lot of businesses around AI deployment. And something that is a real active conversation, I'd say without firm conclusions at this point, is what are the ethics around, particularly like for cosmetics, for dental care, for there's this idea that, which is already a little unclear to me with real actors, you know, if we show somebody's face, if we're saying we're using, so and so use this makeup or use this teeth cleaning thing, it should be a real human being. But as one of my friends pointed out, we hire actors who've had a lot of work done, who, um, and what I understand from some people in marketing is very often the AI generated image doesn't just score better for quality, it scores better for authenticity, that it is easier to create an AI image that looks like a real image than a studio shot image that looks like a
Wow.
real image. And so, my sense is leading brands are just beginning to struggle with this. I would expect, as usually happens with new technology, we'll see lots of backlash at various points, and then eventually some kind of standardized use. Certainly, at the large corporations tend to be very worried about brand defense, protecting their name, but I would. Already we know on TikTok and Facebook and stuff, it's all AI ads, and that should just increase, I would think.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't prepare for this, but I have this vague memory that there are rules or laws about food photography that you have to use the real food or something like that. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, I might be a little out of date, but I do. Yes, you do need to use the real product. Although, rather famously, they shove a lot of glue and other things in the bowl of cereal to make it pop. My dad actually in the 1980s, my dad's an actor and he was Sam the Deli Man for the Reynolds wrap plastic wrap. And I remember him telling me that, I don't know if you remember these ads, but hi, I'm Sam the Deli Man. Wrap 2 halves of an onion, with Reynolds wrap and the other leading brand. And he said by law they had to really use Reynolds wrap and really use a different company's wrap. So they couldn't just fake that the Reynolds wrap lasted longer than the other brand. But he told me that they bought whatever they say other leading brand. They bought whatever the cheapest stuff they could find, and it kept outperforming the Reynolds wrap. So they really did have to just spend all day wrapping 2 halves of an onion and waiting 5 minutes. And then if the Reynolds wrap didn't stay longer, they would do it again and again and again. And so I guess that's truthful, but that particular shot is truthful, but the overall experience is hardly.
Amazing. Yeah, the things that
Yeah.
people do for work.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And I remember him saying there was someone on the set to make sure. I don't know who that person was. Like, is that a standards and practices person, or I don't think it's like a cop. I don't know who's on the set to make sure.
The food authenticity cop.
Yeah.